if we can actually get something good here. Oh man. Okay. Welcome to a brand new BookTube channel. I don't know how to do an intro because I'm awkward. This is my first video. As with a lot of people who start BookTube, I am going to be doing the BookTube newbie tag. Because why not? They never tell you how awkward this is. How do you just, like, jump into it? Like, hey, I'm a stranger, you don't know me, but I'm presenting myself to the world here on BookTube. Okay. Oh man, and this is gonna be so weird. Like, I feel like I'm bearing my soul to y'all. I guess question number 1. Why did you start this channel? I'm wanting to start this channel because when I was younger, reading books was like my life, my escape. I grew up in a small town. I had less than double digits in my class, like my grade class, all throughout elementary school. And I was the book nerd. I'm the one that I always had a book to read. I was the one who, in 4th grade, I tried to check out Moby Dick from my library, and the librarian was like, I know you can read that much, but I think that's a little bit beyond where you should be reading now. So instead I checked out animal encyclopedia books and read those. So then I discovered BookTube, and seeing all these lovely people making videos and having fun and making friends and talking about books. And I've recently refallen in love with reading. It hasn't stopped. It never stopped. I have a personal library of almost somewhere around 1,000 books, which to some that's a lot, to others it's not. Yeah, I didn't just get that all in the last 6 months. that's been years of collecting. But so I want to reignite that passion, and I want to meet people and talk to people about books that are amazing. I'm also a wee shy babe, if you can't tell. Shy, awkward, stuff like that. I also stream on Twitch, and so I'm kind of hoping that between, you know, live streaming while playing video games on Twitch and also recording videos and talking about books, that taking 2 of my biggest loves that I've fallen out with over the years and doing something with them and trying to connect with people and make a community will help me keep up with it. Will help me, you know, I've already fallen back in love with both video games and books. And I want to keep that going. I don't want to lose it again. So here I am. Question number 2. I have them written down in my lovely leather, blood-splattered journal. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like skulls and stuff on it. I'm just using my phone to record, so this could also be really crappy quality. I don't know. I won't know until I'm done recording. But I'm not going to sit there and hold it out of frame because, yeah, I don't remember the questions. Okay, number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? let's be real, BookTube's been around for a really long time. I don't know if I exactly have anything new that I'm going to be bringing to the wonderful world that is BookTube. You know, people have games, people have different TBRs that they do, different challenges, different tags, stuff like that. But the one thing they don't have is my personality. I don't know what that was. The beautiful thing about BookTube is that every channel is unique because everybody is different in how they read, in how they digest material, in how they present it, in how they want to talk about it, in how their opinions on different books, the different genres, everything. Everything is different about every single BookTuber. So we have me. But some fun things that I do want to do. So I primarily read horror, fantasy, sci-fi. I want to start getting into classics. I want to start getting into nonfiction. I see so many people talk about contemporary and literary fiction, and that's never really been my cup of tea, but I kind of want to branch out into it. I want to explore all these other genres. I've also, you know, different book series that people have, you know, been going on for years. I've never read or experienced. The Immortal Instruments, Court of Throne and Roses? Is that what it is? I don't know. Some other YA stuff. There's Stephen King books that I haven't read. I didn't even know really any other horror writers besides Stephen King and Dean Koontz until the last, like, 6 months to a year. Obviously, I knew that there were others, you know, and obviously, like, I knew the classics, you know, like The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and The Island of Dr. Moreau, and Frankenstein, Dracula, stuff like that. But I didn't know who else wrote in the horror genre. I've also slept on fantasy series that are so prolific. Like, I see the books in the bookstore, and I'm like, oh my gosh, those are so pretty, but I don't know if I'll like them, so I never bought them, you know, because I didn't read a whole lot until last year. So I am a newbie in so many senses of the word. I'm going to be reading books that everybody knows about for the first time. So I'll be bringing that lovely perspective to you in 2020. I absolutely love doing, you know, those reading challenges, readathons, stuff like that. I feel like I can bring a pretty eclectic taste. Again, mainly horror and fantasy, sci-fi, thriller, but also trying out new things. Something else that I kind of had an idea of like a month ago. I've been thinking about starting this channel for forever. Different Goodreads lists. There's one that caught my eye. Well, there's two. One was something about like the most disturbing books of all time. I want to read through those because I'm a messed up individual. The other one that that will be totally ridiculous is there's a list about the books that are the most started but never finished. Stuff that includes like the King James version of the Bible and the Quran, as well as a huge wide variety of books. And I just think it would be fun to have a series on that or something. This is gonna be such a long video. Holy crap. Number 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? Oh god. Okay. I gotta look at my notes. Yes. I am excited to read a bunch of obscure books. I am excited to read the Bible, okay? Straight up, I'm not Christian. I am not. I am pagan. So there. But I think taking it as, you know, its literary form, as a book, would be kind of interesting to read through. You know, take it, highlight it, do that annotation stuff that people do. I'd love to read these books. I want to read books. I'm excited to read books. I'm excited to do all these fun things. I'm excited to talk to you about it. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Like, books are my drug, okay? Books are my drug. Number 4. Why do you love reading? Oh, man. Obviously, like everybody else, they are a chance to escape. Because who doesn't want to escape during the times of COVID-19 in 2020? I also have mental health issues. At the very least, I have depression, clinically diagnosed depression, and I have some form of anxiety. I'm pretty sure, you know, those are the only things that I know for sure that I have. And being able to read is one of the few things that I can sit there and I can muster to give me a passion about something. Because you can escape. Because you can put yourself in someone else's shoes. Because reading those words on this piece of paper, like just this little thing, can make you so emotional. You can get invested. It's amazing, you know, just what a jumbled mess of symbols and your imagination can do for a person. Yeah. Okay, number 5. What book or series got me into reading? I am of that generation that grew up alongside Harry Potter. I was the same age as Harry Potter was in the books when they came out. I know that there are problems with She Who Shall Not Be Named. So that's all I'm going to say on that. I will also say that the Chronicles of Narnia was one that I, you know, really enjoyed when I was a kid. Goosebumps. I remember reading, I think, if you know the Babysitters Club, I was really into the Big Sister, Little Sister spin-off of those books. If you want to go younger than that, I can't remember who it was, but there was this little blue, like, dinosaur or dragon. I think it was a dragon. And I loved reading books about him and his friends. That was when I was in like first grade. I think I picked one of his books and, you know, read it out loud to the class. There was a book series called Hank the Cow Dog. And I don't know why. It was so random, but I loved reading about this dog and how silly his shenanigans were on the farm. A little bit later, you know, those were all like elementary, junior high type stuff. And then later in middle school, I would get into more of the fantasy. So I got into Dragonlance, the Dragonlance, you know, series of like 100 some books at least. One of my favorite authors is Mercedes Lackey, and her Vladimir. Her world is Vladimir. I can't remember. It's been a while. But there were a couple of her series, her trilogies that I read, as well as Gates of Sleep was really good, and Brightly Burning. Margaret Weis was one that I really got into. She writes a lot of the Dragonlance books. One of my favorite series, you know, because I read these like 12 years ago or something like that. This is how up to date I am. The Sovereign Stone trilogy, absolutely loved by Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman. The first book being Well of Darkness. I read these, and you know, I tried recommending them to all my friends. I was sitting here, you know, I'm a little like 8th, 9th grader, and I'm reading a little like almost 600-page book, and I'm like, please read this, please, so I can have somebody to talk to about it. And not a whole lot of people I was friends with were readers, so I got to deal with that on my own. Also Terry Goodkind and his Sword of Truth series. I know a lot of people that I've talked to about it absolutely hate that series, saying that it gets too political. I think there's also stuff pertaining to the author that's controversial. But that book series was really, it was as pivotal to me as Harry Potter was. And I love it. Okay. Number 6. What questions would I ask my favorite booktubers? What was the hardest part of starting? That would be my question. What was the hardest part of starting? How did you decide what videos to make? How did you put yourself out there to the world? Number 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? My own self-consciousness over how I look, how I sound, my personality. I have horrible self-esteem, but I'm told people like me. So I'm hoping I got that going for me. The other hard thing is that I am a stay-at-home mom, and one of them is a young child who I have to work around filming with. You know, I need to do it while they're being quiet or entertained or asleep. But I'm sure I'm not the only one who has to work around that on BookTube. Number 8, when did I start reading? I don't remember when I started reading. That's how far back it's been. Obviously, I spoke about how I read in front of the class when I was in 1st grade. So at least 1st grade, but I know it was before that as well. Funny story, when I was in 2nd grade, I tried to run away from home, and when I was packing up, you know, my little Red Ryder wagon to be like, peace out, I'm gone, I packed clothes, and like half of the other stuff that I had packed in my little wagon was books. Like, like little kid, like tiny, thin books. Just like half of it was full of books because I was like, I'm bringing my books with. That's what I need. So, for forever, I've been reading. Number 9. Where do you read? I read in my bed. I read on my living room couch. I read outside on my patio. I read, I actually have, you know, I'll have to show a video of it one day when it's not so cluttered, but I actually do have this tiny little like lounge chase set up against a corner underneath one of my bookcase shelf things. It's early in the morning. That I like to snuggle up to and read on that. I also like to read with my partners. I like to cuddle up and read. I like it. It's nice. And I think lastly, question number 10. What kind of books do you like to read? And I know I touched on this earlier, but I like to read. Fantasy has been my main love my whole life. Fantasy. Always fantasy. Magic, dragons, creatures. I love it. You know, different races. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then my next biggest love would be horror / thriller. You know, Stephen King. Love Stephen King. Like, The Shining. Shining probably has to be one of my favorites. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't like The Shining? Pet Sematary. I do enjoy Cujo. Needful Things, Insomnia. I love a lot of his books once I actually get through and read it. Insomnia and Needful Things was kind of hard because I slogged through some bits. But as I went through them, like, towards the end, I was like, you know, yeah, now we're picking up pace. The Dark Tower series by Stephen King. Oh. Push past that first book. Push past. And I promise it gets better. And then I've done delved a little bit into sci-fi. Sci-fi horror is one of my favorite, like, movie genres. Like Event Horizon and Sphere, Andromeda Strain. Sci-fi type stuff like that. I absolutely love it. But as far as reading sci-fi, I don't have much experience in that, which I want to do more of. The only real sci-fi that isn't like the sci-fi horror like Michael Crichton's Sphere or Andromeda Strain, that sort of thing, is, excuse me, I read the Ender Quartet, so Ender's Game, Speaker of the Dead, Xenocide, and Children of the Mind. Those might not all be in order, and I'm really hoping I got those titles right. It's been a number of years since I've read them, but like I mowed through those. I loved them. Love, love, love them. There's also, you know, like I said, some classics that I enjoy. There is nonfiction that I enjoy and I want to get into. Like, eclectic look here. Like, I have fantasy, I got sci-fi, I got some horror, you know, classics, some modern day stuff. Modern day. I don't know. I like to read a lot of different things. A lot of the same, but I want to branch out. So that has been my newbie book tag for my booktube channel called Book Fever Dreams. I can't recall. And I hope I learn how to edit this properly and I'm able to get it uploaded, and that you will want to stick around and talk books with me. Bye.